What do you mean that Elon Musk is staging a coup?
So if this story was taking place somewhere in Central Asia or in Africa, the United States media, the United States State Department, international institutions would likely refer to this as a coup. A billionaire industrialist who donated $300 million to a campaign is installing his personal loyalists in key parts of the federal bureaucracy. This is essentially Viktor Orban's playbook. And we need to know, why does a billionaire industrialist with millions in government contracts, military contracts for his private companies need the social security numbers of every American, needs to know what every single check that the U.S. government gives out to businesses, to charities? Why does this billionaire need to know this information? He was not vetted or approved by the U.S. Senate. He has a history of corruption for using public resources for private gain. He's one of the wealthiest men in the world, and in any other situation, this would be called state capture. And
significant amount of money. If Elon Musk starts tinkering with the code, the underlying technology that makes sure these payments go out seamlessly and effectively, he could inadvertently or on purpose bring the macroeconomy to a halt. I mean, this is an incredibly concerning seizure of government infrastructure, but it is also an economically significant moment in the country. So I couldn't agree with Waleed more. I mean, the word coup is the right word to be thinking about here, and Congress must intervene. I mean, if I was a senator, I think the most important thing to do is bring the Secretary of the Treasury to the Senate today to answer questions about what Musk has access to.
Need to act like a real opposition party in the middle of a constitutional and democracy crisis. That means we should not be moving forward nominees or legislation in the United States Senate. Democrats should not be giving votes to nominees or to legislation in the United States Senate until Republicans get serious about this crisis. Democrats should not help Republicans raise the debt ceiling in order to pass their massive tax cut for billionaires and millionaires. Democrats should be leading public gatherings all weekend, all across the country, to bring Americans out to show Republicans that they will pay a price. And then Democrats need to speak in really stark terms about what is going on here. Yes, we are obsessed with subtleties, but I don't think it's a mystery as to what is happening here. I think this is a billionaire power grab. I think Elon Musk is trying to steal our money, is trying to steal our data. I think Elon Musk is shutting down the USAID because he wants to do deals with China and make more money. And I know that there are some in the Democratic Party that, don't like jumping to conclusions, that there are some in the Democratic Party that don't like to call out specific billionaires for what they are doing to all of us. But this is a moment in which we've got to engage in very simple and strong terms about what is happening.
We're here today because an unelected billionaire and his team have been given full and unfettered access to our taxpayer money and our government.
We are not going to sit around while you go ahead and desecrate our Constitution, or you look at the laws that have been passed into law and say, never mind, we'll just ignore that. Instead, we are going to be in your face, and we are going to make sure you understand what democracy looks like.
We will match their energy. With unprecedented organizing, mobilizing, agitating. We will see you in the courts, in Congress.
Elon Musk wants power to say to your mom's doctor, you're not doing it the way I would, so the doctor doesn't get paid. Elon Musk wants the power to decide whether or not every road repair in America goes forward, whether or not every Head Start center in America opens, and whether or not every military base anywhere in the world operates according to Elon.
Do you want Elon Musk controlling your parents' Social Security checks? Do you want Elon Musk controlling the flow of money to the red states or the blue states? Do you want Elon Musk controlling congressional appropriations to disaster areas around America? Are you willing to fight day and night, dawn and dusk, to fight Elon Musk and take our government back?
It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I had a bit of I don't know if you call it emergency, but the little clip on this microphone broke. It came off, and I couldn't get it back together again. It's like a little spring. It had a little spring-loaded little clip on it, and that's what I was trying to fix, and I couldn't. So then I taped it to this stick. So hopefully you guys can hear me. I got a thumbs up from Chris Doug, so thank you so much. I guess I'll just be going like this today with my microphone. How you guys doing this morning? Are we feeling the freedom? The freedom of MAGA? How's all that freedom? How's it feel to live in the freedom state of MAGA? You just feel it? Feels so good. Good morning, everybody. It is 9:15 a.m. in the Pacific Time Zone here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. We're sitting right here at about 59 degrees. The daytime high is expected to be about 70. Very lovely. I must say, it's above average by a lot, but I guess if we're going to go down, just enjoy the ride. I don't know. At this point, thank you very much for listening. Thank you for putting it with my slurping as I slurp my coffee. But it looks like we got Jolie and Aaron, the mod squad 1 and 2 here in the chat. Brooklyn, New York, 3rd. Roxanne Epstein, 4th. We got Chris Doug, apparently 5th, is here. Paul Burrows. Hello, Paul Burrows. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us here in the old driver's lounge. Just scrolling down a little bit. Roxanne Arfield's here. Hello, Roxanne. Good to see you. Nick Rich, like number 12, 906 in Vegas. So I'm about 10 minutes behind you. Thanks for hanging. Pam J, hi everyone. TJ sleeping in. I didn't sleep in, but I was frantically running around trying to get things started. I guess I'm going to have to order a new mic. I shouldn't be touching it. Who knows what kind of noises I'm making. I just don't want it to fall off the stick. I barely have it on here. But anyhow, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. So last night, well, I don't know. Let's talk about Elon Musk. Okay, Elon Musk. We'll get to last night later. Since I've titled and put a lot of clips about Elon Musk. What do you guys think about Elon Musk? Isn't he just wonderful? Isn't he just a wonderful guy? Hey, look, Elon Musk. He might be the whole linchpin. What the hell is up with this guy? He is. I mean, whoever thought? Look, I wouldn't say I was a fanboy, but I liked the company Tesla. I liked Elon Musk. I thought Elon Musk, going back 10, 12 years ago, I thought he was a good guy. I thought he was this good guy who was trying to do something good, who really had this vision to get EVs into the market and to be in the mainstream, to make EVs a mainstream vehicle. And not just this sort of weird little offshoot, that would never be taken seriously. He wanted EVs to be taken seriously, and he had this plan, and it was working. And I know we talk about government contracts and stuff like that, but even before that, it was moving along. Now, so I thought he had a good plan, and I really was into EVs. I was all for the adoption of EVs, and of transitioning out of internal combustion engines, ICE engines, and going into EVs. I was all for that. But at some point, Elon Musk, and I really didn't notice it until he bought Twitter, changed it to X, and then started posting some really weird shit. So I don't know. I know a lot of you in this chat probably think that he's just always been an asshole his whole life, that he grew up, with wealthy parents in South Africa, and that their family is a family of, at the very least, racists, Nazi loving and all that. I don't know. What I remember reading about Musk and hearing about Musk back 10, 12 years ago was that he was from a wealthy family, but they weren't certainly portrayed as being like today. You would think that they were fucking billionaires. My understanding is that they were wealthy, that his father worked for some mining company or whatever, I don't know, and they were like millionaires, not billionaires, maybe not even multi-millionaires, but they were wealthy. And that Elon Musk, he went to college. While he was in college, he developed software for a video game. Now this is how I'm recalling it. My recollection of Musk and what I remember in the early days, so don't twist it here. that he made a little bit of money off of that game. This is how I remember hearing that how he got his money. Not he didn't get his money from his parents, basically. I mean, they sent him to school. He had a nice life. They took care of him, but he went off to college. He developed some sort of a video game, made a little bit of money off of that, like $100,000 or a couple $100,000 or something, and he parlayed that into something else. Somewhere along the line, he bought into PayPal. This is as a few years go by. He was able to sell that PayPal for multi-millions of dollars, and from that, he was able to basically get on the board of Tesla, become a majority owner, and he took over Tesla. And I didn't see anything wrong with any of that. That's how business is. There's takeovers. If you're going to go public or whatever, you're going to have boards, and you have people that can buy in. There's going to be takeovers. And my recollection is that Musk, he wanted to make an EV company, and he wanted to make EVs that would be accessible to the average person. That make an EV that would be not cost prohibitive. That would be on par with many of the vehicles out. But he knew that to do that, he had to start off in order to get to that scale. He was going to start with vehicles that were going to be very expensive, and he knew that he was marketing to a very small segment of the market. It would be more like collectors and people that could afford to spend. At that time, the Roadster, this is back in the early 2000s, right? All they had was the Roadster, but it was people loved the car, but even back then it was $150,000 or whatever, back in the early 2000s for these Roadsters. And so he knew that, I got to sell a bunch of these. It's only going to be to a very small segment of the market, the people that could afford that kind of a vehicle, that would want a two-seater for $150,000. But he did. He sold, and this is my recollection, okay? And then he was able to get those built and sold enough to the point where he was able to make enough money to go to the next stage, which was the Model S. This was the 4-door sedan. It wasn't a Roadster. It was a very much like a typical sedan. But it was maybe a little less than typical. But and he marketed things like how fast it was and how easy it was to charge, what kind of range. It had great range, but it still was a $100,000 vehicle. But it was a little bit cheaper than the Roadster. So it opened up the market to a little bit more, a bigger slice. And he was able to produce those and sell those. With the ultimate goal being of making a $25,000 vehicle, as opposed to these 100,000 plus vehicles that he was making. So I was all on board with all this, and he was going. He started selling a lot of these Model S's, and that helped the company to grow and get richer, so that they could put that money, reinvest that money into making a cheaper vehicle that would open the market to even more and more people. That's my recollection. I know that Hal talks a lot about Musk getting saved by Obama with government contracts or grants or whatever it was. Maybe that's true. I guess that's true. I don't know. All I know is that Musk had a plan to build the company, and you can say he stole the company. Whatever. He was a very early he was in the company very early. The company had only been around for a year and a half when he got involved. He got deals with Toyota, a partnership with them that gave him some seed money. Apparently, he got some deals with during the Obama administration that got him a lot of money, a lot of seed money, and that helped him to be able to go into the next phase of the Model 3 and the Model Y. Oh shit! Oh boy! Can you guys still hear me? I guess I'm just gonna have to hold the mic or something. The little it just came off with a stick there. Okay, what's going on there? So anyhow, so for me, it was so far so good. Okay, whatever. He's taking Tesla from being a niche thing with the Roadsters, and then with the Model S's, which were very expensive, but they were very, I think, people loved the cars. They got very good reviews. They seemed to be very fine. And with the ultimate goal, though, of getting vehicles that would be much more in the mainstream. And even with the Model Y and the Model 3, those were cars that were in the 40,000, 45,000, 50,000. So we've seen the prices went from the Roadster up to being 180 or 200,000 even, I think. And then the Model S, around 100, sometimes a little more, 110,000. You can get different battery packs. Then it did lower to have what was like 70,000, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000, depending on the battery packs. And then they got the Model Y and the Model 3, and those were much more affordable. Now we're down into the $40,000, $45,000, $50,000 price range. And with each one of those price breaks, it expanded the market. So everything was going to plan here, as far as I could tell. And then he still has he said he had a goal of getting a $25,000 vehicle. And as far as I know, that's still in the works. I don't know. But now we see Elon Musk. I don't know if it was his plan all along, or if he just fell into it. But now he wants to be the ruler of the world. I think all this money. When you have $400 billion or whatever he's got, maybe even more. Whatever bad might be in you, I think it just multiplies it to the point that so you can tell by my little history there that I recounted that I like Tesla vehicles. I'm not like a lot of you guys that say that they're shit and they're crappy. They're not. They're a new company. They were a new company. Yeah, they had some quality issues, some build issues, but the ones that I've driven are very, very good. I like them a lot. I really like them a lot. But now, because of Elon Musk, the way he's been basically buying a president and inserting himself in our lives in a way that is scary, quite frankly. It's scary to think of that he feels so emboldened that he could just break into the U.S. Treasury, and with his little band of miscreants, little incels, I mean, you talk about fanboys, and just start plugging into the servers or whatever, and just doing God only knows what as far as collecting data. And by the way, isn't it Elon Musk? I've been saying Elon Musk all these years. Why is everyone saying Elon now? I thought it was Elon. Anyhow. But it's to the point now where I don't even want to touch a Tesla. I don't even want to look at a Tesla. I don't want anything to do with a Tesla. And I've been wanting to buy a Tesla for so many years. I've really wanted to buy one. Now I don't even it's to the point where I hope Tesla just burns to the ground. I hope the company just folds. Because now there's plenty of other as I've learned, and I knew this, but there are plenty of other EVs out there that are just as good, I think. Now, like I said, I've been driving this Chevy Bolt for a few weeks now, and I love the car. I really do. I think it's a great car. There's so many choices. The Chevy Equinox, the Chevy Blazer EVs, those look awesome. The Mach-E. There's Hyundai and Kia. There's Volkswagen. I mean, every manufacturer now has EVs coming out. So we've got a lot of choices. But see, in a way, I kind of want to thank Elon Musk for that. Isn't that weird? Because even though I think the guy is a fascist, I think he's an oligarch for sure. But we can kind of thank Elon Musk for the availability of all these EVs, because I read articles in the early 2000s or thereabouts. Maybe I think it might have been before 2010 or maybe around 2010 or something. I remember reading an article about how the auto manufacturers, they were not interested in building an EV. They said it was they were quoted as saying that this was throwing good money after bad, that this was a folly, and that they would never ever bring EVs into the mainstream. I mean, they said this is what the auto manufacturers were saying. And at the time, ICE engines, internal combustion engines, they had 99% of the market. And they still have, I don't even know, I haven't looked at the latest data, but they probably still have 90% of the market, or 80 something, or 88%, or I don't know what it is, but now to see this reversal in the philosophy of the auto manufacturers, they all have EVs coming out, and they're all planning on switching their platforms or their over to EVs in the near future. So part of me wants to give Elon Musk credit for that. But Elon Musk has ruined all that. He whatever good he did, he's ruined it. Whatever legacy he may have had, he's ruined it. He's destroyed it because he thinks that he can do whatever he wants, and he needs to be stopped. Somehow he needs to be stopped. Now, I may have skipped this chat here. It won't let me scroll back to where I left off, so I may have missed some folks. But I saw Suzanne's here, Tim Farrell's here. Thanks for being here. CR is here. Determined is here. Says, "Hi, cool people. Can someone wake me from this nightmare? I would really greatly appreciate it." I know. I hear you. Nightmare scenario. My coffee is tasting really good today. At least I got that. So I guess my point is that it saddens me to see that Elon Musk has become such a vile, disgusting human being. Because I did kind of, I don't know if looking up to him is the correct term, but I thought he was doing good. I thought he was doing things for the good. And in the process, he just became the world's richest man, and that, changed him, I think. Robert Perez is here. Good to see Robert Perez. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. We've got Indy Roxy. It says, Brooklyn, I had to have emergency telehealth appointment with my doc to stop panic attacks. I don't know why this thing just keeps, it won't let me scroll back, but so I'm kind of mid-thread on what's going on with everybody here. Mike Williams is there, fired my shrink yesterday. She had no idea what was going on in politics. See, that's the thing, too. How many people, like, I know most of us in the chat, we watch this stuff daily. And we find it very upsetting what's going on. And then there's people all around us that have no fucking clue. They have no idea. They're completely clueless. And you're like, what are you doing? What do you, how do you not see this? Big Hook is here. Love how he gives you the finger to start the live. I don't know what you're talking about. I had duct tape, Mike Williams, but there are buttons on this little thing. So if I duct tape it, it duct tapes over the button and stuff. So I put duct tape, but I was trying to go around the buttons, and that was the issue, I think. And yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Let's see. Sarah Nelson's here. Hello, Sarah. Good to see you. Nick Rich, Freedom to Scream. Robert Perez, Johnny, you are the next MacGyver. Well, no, apparently not very good because it fell off. But Big Hook, you can do the Bob Barker approach microphone-wise. Michael McAndrews, so bizarre to see my country taken over by Nazi criminals. Christina Weibel. Hello, Christina. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Determined is here. Good morning to you. Tuata 106. Oh, yeah. I'm used to going over here. Tuata 106. Smooth sounds at Tuata 106 here in the chat. It says, finally, we've decided to sell things and move back to Japan. Wow. Making the move back. You just got here. You just got back, and now you're going back. You're going, bye-bye. You know what I mean? Nick Rich says, just like the fast chat, woo, we're in today. Big Hook. Uh-oh. Is it off? Do you think you guys can hear me? I don't know. 2116, seriously, Elon Musk, what a creepy name. At least my name is beautiful, is a beautiful lake in Aomori Prefecture. Mike Williams says our band was held together with duct tape. Chris Doug says, to quote a video posted on Instagram, the world's wealthiest man is taking food and medicine away from the world's poorest children. And that's what's disgusting, right? The man has more than he'll ever need, Elon Musk, right? And yet, and he has nerve to say something like, "Well, it's going to get tough for a while. You guys are just going to have to deal with it." And that's where I'm like, okay, fuck you, Elon Musk. This is where you now must be destroyed. You must be taken down. Sarah Nelson says he has no business snooping into everything. Deport Elon Musk. Why are they allowing him to snoop around the Treasury Department? That is what I would like to know. He has no right to do that. Just because Trump appointed him in this fake, whatever it is, that Doge bullshit. What the fuck gives you the right? Michael McAndrews says, I knew right away something was wrong with Musk. I didn't. As you could hear by what I was saying, I was actually, I kind of admired the guy, Cian is here. Good to see Cian. 20106 says, I'm wealthy, but I try not to be a dick. Well, that's good. Chris Doug says the Musk family owns the Emerald Mine. Well, see, that's the thing. I think back in the day when I was reading about Elon Musk, that whole thing was downplayed. It was, or from what I read, I think they were downplaying it. They made it sound like, yeah, they're wealthy. I guess we have different definitions of wealthy. I mean, when I'm thinking wealthy, I'm thinking, okay, they're wealthy, they're doing well. Maybe they're worth a couple $1,000,000 or something. A few, maybe $2 or $3 million, which is that's good money, but that's not earth shattering. They were wealthy enough to have a nice, maybe a little mini mansion, and they lived well in South Africa, and they could send their son to whatever college he wanted to go to, a university. That was just my perception, I guess, when I read he came from a wealthy family. I was thinking if they owned an emerald mine and they were worth hundreds of millions of dollars, that's a little more than wealthy to me. That's rich. I think I would switch it from wealthy to rich or something. I don't know. I guess I just misinterpreted what I was reading back in the day. Stephen Sayer says, I would have been wealthy, but I gave away a lot of my money. Hey, Stephen, by the way, good, thanks for being here. And I saw you commenting on my video from last night. So thanks for that. And thanks for being here. MJ Daniel says his family is quite wealthy. He used that to buy out a bunch of nerd types. Nick Rich, it would be nice if billionaires felt the same. Steve Sayers. A lot of people talk shit about Bill Gates, but Bill Gates, him and I guess Melinda Gates, apparently they've donated billions of dollars. I don't know a lot about Bill Gates, other than he started Microsoft and all that stuff, and of course that whole story. At one point, I think he was the richest man in the world, and then he started giving away a lot of his money. He's still one of the richest men in the world, but I think they've donated billions and billions of dollars. So at least they do that. Seya's here. Hey, Seya. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us in the chat. We got Anna Haney. Subscribe. Thank you, Anna. Thanks for subscribing. I do appreciate you. I did lose a few subscribers. It's kind of funny when you watch your own analytics. Last night I taped I posted a video as I was sitting in my car, not getting any rides with Lyft, 0 rides. I sat in, or I was driving around. I was on the app for over an hour, 0 rides. So I don't know what's going on there. And so I posted a video where I somewhat tongue in cheek just blamed Trump for it all, you know. And I kind of called out a bunch of maggots in the video, and I ended up losing. I think my subscriber count went down by 2 or 3 or something. I don't know. But it's kind of funny. Whenever I do a video where I sort of bash MAGA or bash Trump, I always end up losing a few subscribers. But Anna is making up for that, so we got one back. So thanks, Anna. I do appreciate you. I do. Chris Duck says test Nazi swastika. Well, you know, the VW Bug was kind of a Nazi car, wasn't it? Tuana 106 says Big Hook. Japanese language is very easy. Please keep trying. English spelling and verbs are impossible. Christina Bible says, so John, I have a question. When you first knew Musk was he? No, he was not. And when I first heard of Musk, it wasn't until he had already purchased Tesla. Probably, he was already the CEO of Tesla, but very early. So, what was this, like 2004, 2005? I don't know. Seha says, Nick Rich, I got my health care turned back on. I just had to threaten to blow my brains out. Wow. That sucks when you got to go to those extremes to get your health care. Michael McAndrew says, Swift John. Tim Farrell says, well, maybe fingernails on a chalkboard next time. I guess, sorry guys, that must have been when I dropped when the mic fell off the stick. Sorry, guys, for that. McJet's here. Hey, McJet, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Tom Bias is here. Hey, Tom, hope that truck's running good. Whenever I see Tom Bias now, I always have to mention the truck. Michael McAndrews, you should see what Trump does to a mic. Oh, I've seen it. I think we've all seen it. Yakety Smack is here. Hey, Yakety Smack, good to see you. Going to talk back. Keith Polite's here. Keith says, I had a great experience renting a Tesla Model 3. Well, there you go. See there, Keith Polite had a great experience. You know, I love the cars, man. I wish either, I wish that Elon Musk was pushed out, and but until that happens, if that ever happens, I'm not going to promote Teslas in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to just try to promote other companies. Right now, I'm promoting the Chevy Bolt because that's what I'm driving, and I think it's a great little car. Let's see. We got Brooklyn says, SNL had Leon on as a guest host a few years ago. I actually liked him on the show. Now I feel dirty. I know. Big Hook says, nobody wants to buy Tesla anymore from this prick. Michael McAndrews, 25,000 car battery not supplied. Well, no, now you're just being silly. Steve Sayers, I will never buy a Tesla. Suzanne Forisepi, Brooklyn, New York, are you still here? Tuana 106, I cannot even clean my garage. No way I can rule the world. Yakety Smack, Alonia's narcissism has taken over. Big Hook, Aussie man sold his Model 3 after the Hitler salute. By Aussie man, you're not talking about Ozzy Osbourne, are you? Who's Aussie man? The only Aussie I know is Ozzy Osbourne, so I don't know. Tim Frill says, nobody said they were crappy. I've heard lots of people say that they were crappy. If we're talking about Teslas, I've heard lots and lots of people, just because they don't like Elon Musk, they say that they're shitty, that they always catch on fire, they always blow up. Well, I got news for you. So do internal combustion engine cars. They blow up and catch on fire all the time too. And I've heard lots of people just say that they're crappy cars. Even fucking Stephanie Miller says that shit. I think even Hal has said that shit. And unless you've driven one and spent some time in one, you probably should just shut the fuck up on that. But anyhow, it sounds like I'm defending Musk. I'm not. I think Musk really should be arrested for what he's done, for the security breach and this without any authority, just taking all this data, that data breach. That's a data breach. He should be locked up. Now, Big just says the Cybertruck is ugly as fuck, and I think I would agree with that. Like I said, I've seen it in certain wraps. If they wrap it, usually a black wrap, and with some different aftermarket tires and rims, and a certain angle. But a certain angle, I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cool. But then if I move over to 2 steps to the right, I'm like, oh, it looks ugly. So I mean, if you have to sort of go to those kind of extremes in order to like something, and then that's a big whatever. I don't know. But yeah, if I was going to buy an EV truck, I would much rather get Chevy Silverado or even the Ford Lightning. Those look beautiful. They look like beautiful, regular pickup trucks, the way a pickup truck should look. But anyhow, Steven Sayers says supposed to have read-only access, but Musk says total access. One of them is lying. And it's hard to choose because they're both such fucking liars. But I would say it's probably Trump that's lying. Michael McAndrew says, do not buy a swastika, John. I'm not. If I get into a back into a financial situation where I could get a car, it's probably going to be a Chevy Equinox or a Chevy Blazer EV. Although I would like to try out the Mach-E a little bit. And there's so many others, I mean the VW, the ID, what's it called? ID Buzz. That looks really cool. I think the Rivian, even though I've always said that it's almost a deal breaker with the Rivian because I don't like the headlights, the way they're like vertical. I think they would look better if they were horizontal. But they're coming out with a new Rivian, which is a smaller version than the one that they have out now. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit cheaper, and I think it looks really nice. So, there's. I guess the point is that there are so many other good choices now, other than Tesla. For a while, Tesla was really the only way to go, but not anymore. When I'm talking about EVs, I mean which I thought was Elon's plan all along. I mean, if you go back and you read from prior to 2010 or even early teens, his stated sort of mission statement was to bring EVs to the mass market and not to be just Tesla. I mean, he wanted he wanted Ford and GM and Chevy, which is GM, Chrysler, Toyota, Nissan, Mercedes, BMW. He wanted all those companies to go full on EV. That was his stated goal. It wasn't just to make Tesla be the only one. He wanted all the manufacturers to switch over and to have EVs be the mainstream. That was the stated goal. And so I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there. Sayo says, added F to Elon Felon, Trucker John. You were defending the shit out of Elon a couple months ago. Say you were right. Say how? Well, yeah, you were right, but I've been I've not defended Elon Musk. I've defended Tesla. Okay. I've defended Tesla. I've soured on Elon Musk for quite a few months now. But the thing that really, really, really was the final nail in the coffin was the Sig Heil. Okay, that was the final nail in the coffin for me as far as Elon Musk. But now it's to the point where now I'm not even promoting Tesla, or I'm not even whether promoting or advocating for, or so I was able to separate the two. While I was souring on Elon Musk, and now I'm a total hater, I guess you'd say, I was still able to separate Tesla from that and say Tesla is a good car. And I still think it is a good car. But now I'm to the point where I don't even want anything to do with Tesla. I'm not going to buy a Tesla. I'm not going to encourage anyone else to buy a Tesla. And I'm even to the point where I just hope the whole Tesla company just folds, as long as he's the head of it. Now, if they're able to push him out somehow, if they could push him out, just like he pushed out the original owners of Tesla way back in 2003, I think it was, or 4. If they could push him out and they can get a leader, a CEO or whatever, who's a halfway decent person. I know most of these CEOs are probably assholes anyhow. I mean, I'm advocating for Ford and Chevy and GM and Toyota. I don't know what those guys are like. I don't know what those CEOs are like. They might all be assholes too. They probably are assholes. But at least they're not in my face with it. And at least I don't see them on fucking Twitter or X, saying, expressing their anti-Semitic views. You know what I mean? So, but the point is, I was defending Tesla. I don't remember ever defending Elon Musk. And now, even today, it sounds like I'm defending him. I was just recounting my history or my recollection of what I knew about Elon Musk, going back to 2004 and 5 and those days, and what I was reading about Elon Musk and Tesla and the founder, or he wasn't the founder, but he was the CEO of Tesla, and how they started using a lot of the platform of the Lotus and all that kind of stuff to make those roadsters. But anyhow, I'm totally on board with saying fuck you, Elon Musk, you evil piece of shit. Get out of my government. Get your grubby fucking paws out of my fucking Social Security and out of my Medicare. You greedy fucking bitch. I'm there with that. Nick Rich, don't thank Elmo for anything. Hey, Aaron West with a $5. I'm just now getting to the super stickers. Thank you, Aaron West. Yippee to Aaron West. It's a little delayed in coming, but it took me that long to get there. Thank you, Aaron. I got a $5 super sticker from Aaron West. Thank you so much, Aaron. And being a big part of the show, helping with the modding, and now helping to support the show. I do appreciate you so much. And I appreciate all of you. 51 watching, 60 thumbs up. So you guys are great. Thanks for being here. Liking, subscribing, and sharing, and talking in the chat and all that. That's what keeps the show going. MJ Daniels says, many of those EVs are assembled in America, and DJT wants to get rid of those jobs. I did scroll down, so I'm a little bit mid-thread here on some of these threads. And I am doing a lot of needle dropping, by the way. So, like here, Seha says, Elon Musk has access to your bank account, social security number, your whole life, and he's a fucking South African immigrant. Exactly, Seha. Exactly. That's the thing. Who the fuck gave him the right to go in with his little group of incels. I wish I would have copied that to my media board here. They got someone posted the pictures of the 6 incels that were following him into the Treasury building or whatever it was. Is that how America is going to be brought down? Is by Musk and his little group of incels? AM says, so proud of protesters who showed up yesterday protesting Trump and VP Musk's destruction of our democracy. Yes, AM, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. There was I don't know, it was supposed to be, was this the one that was the 50 states, 50 state capital building protest? We need more of that. And that's what I title the show. We need a national strike. We need a national strike. We do need, we can't tolerate this. We're not gonna stand around and let some billionaire asshole, multi-billionaire asshole just barge into the U.S. Treasury building and take all of our data, amongst all the other things that are going on. Yeah, we need to keep these protests going, and I hope it keeps going. And we're not gonna. We need to be a strong resistance. So if there's any protests going on where you live, go and join it peacefully. Make a sign, whatever, and go down there and march peacefully. And by peacefully, if you want to bring a bullhorn, bring a bullhorn. But I mean by peacefully, I mean non-violently. We don't do anything violently. That does not get our message across. You do it non-violently. That's what I mean by peaceful. That doesn't mean you have to be whispering. You can yell and shout a little bit, right? You can do those protest marching, little songs or chants. You can do that. Mr. Spock coffee reference alert. Yes, this coffee, for whatever reason, is tasting really good today. I got the Italian roast. Very good. But by the way, Mr. Spock, hello. Good to see you. And whoever said I was flipping people off, that's not true. Sometimes I just fix my glasses. Maybe that was what it is. I don't know. Roxanne Epstein, I'll be right back. I'm listening. Thank you, Roxanne, for being here. But I know apparently there's like 3 Roxannes in the chat. So who knew? Who knew that the Trucker John channel live stream would be like this magnet for Roxanne's? MJ Daniel says, I think much of the life of Musk has been a lie, just like DJT. He wants a great public image while being an evil monster in reality. Well, yeah, I don't know, but I mean, why would he lie back there in 2005 or 2006 when he was basically a nobody? Aaron West says, my therapist is informed but has little advice for me on how to cope. Well, I can offer advice, but then it just sounds kind of trivial, doesn't it? I mean, but I think it's true. I think it's accurate. But it's the same old advice of like taking everything one day at a time. I don't mean to sound condescending or anything like that, but it is kind of true. There's only so much we can do. The whole thing about only being I guess worrying about or concerned about the things that you can actually do, not to take the weight of the world on your shoulders. And that's what I try to do. I mean, I do get upset when I see Trump and I hear Trump speak, just his fucking stupid pie hole, it's literally like a pie hole or some other type of hole. And I mean, yeah, so I've got to just tell myself, okay, hey, there's only so much I can do. I mean, I can come on here and try to help people be aware of what's going on, or we can talk some things out here. Or if there's a protest, I could go join a protest or a rally. I could go do that. And there are things you can do. I could write my representative. I can call. I think those are important things to do. But, at the end of the day, I mean, it's not going to, whatever change we get, it's not going to come overnight. It's going to be a long process. But, you kind of just got to, see, I think what it comes down to is, and this isn't going to come out right. And I can already tell you this is not going to come out right how I say this, but it's kind of like we didn't get what we wanted. So we're upset about it. Like, I wanted Kamala Harris to win, and we didn't get that. And I'm upset about that. But it's not upset like I'm some little 3-year-old, and I'm upset because my mommy didn't buy me a toy that I wanted. I mean, I'm upset because it's a very valid thing. It's a very important, choosing the president of our country is very, very important. I think it is. Apparently, 75 million other people don't think it's so, or however many, 77 million people didn't think it was very important. The ones that didn't vote, the eligible voters that didn't even bother to vote, apparently don't think it's important. But I think it's important who the president is, especially for this election, when you have a 34-time convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist, and then all the other things that he hasn't been convicted of yet, or whether he ever will be, I don't know. But all the things that we know that he did, stealing all the documents, being a total traitor to this country, all the other sexual assault allegations, we know those are true. We know what he is. We know that Trump is a rapist and a serial assaulter. We know that and not only of that, but that under his leadership, we already saw what he did as president. We saw how he mishandled the COVID pandemic, and which led to at least 500,000, if not more, unnecessary deaths that could have been prevented if he had just kept the fucking pandemic response guidebook that had been left to him by the Obama administration. If he hadn't been such a petty little pig and thrown that out just because it had Obama's name on it, he could have saved at least 500,000 lives. At least, probably more. So we've already seen how bad he was. It's not like there was no excuse of saying that we didn't know. And anyone who voted for him because they liked what he did in the first term, you're either just woefully ignorant or stupid, or you're very evil because you think that what he did was good, and so that makes you just as evil as him. So that's why this was such a devastating blow when Kamala Harris didn't win. And we saw those results coming in. It was like, oh my God, this is a repeat of. My thought was, oh my God, this is a repeat of 2016. And it was, in a way, right? Although in 2016, all the polls were showing that Hillary was going to win. And that she had a big margin, and the chances of Trump winning was like, 5% or something. And this time, I think it was pretty much a dead heat in the polls. But I really thought Kamala Harris was going to win, and it's not just because I want my side to win. It's because she would have been so much better for this country. We would not be seeing so much fear of people losing whatever help they're getting, of losing these social safety nets that are keeping people from living on the streets. So people bitch and complain, these right wingers, about homeless people, but then they don't want to do anything about it. So yeah, it's devastating, and that's why we get this anxiety, because it was just awful how this turned out. But now we have to deal with the reality. Okay, it is what it is. Trump is the president. Whether you think there was cheating, whether it was rigged or not rigged, all of the things, the media bias, the sane washing, or all that kind of shit. We can talk about all that shit, but the fact of the matter is Donald Trump is in the White House, and he's been sworn in as the president. So now we just got to deal with it. And you kind of got to put this stuff in the past. This stuff, the election, Kamala Harris, the loss, we just got to kind of just forget about that in a way. I mean, I know we don't want to repeat our mistakes. We want to learn from our mistakes, but we can't dwell on it. We just can't dwell on it. We really need to, the way that helps me get through is to think about the future of 2026. That's what kind of gets me, and I might be setting myself up for another disappointment. I don't know. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And that's another thing. At the end of the day, after I've gone through all of my anger about Trump being president and Musk doing what he's doing and all these Republicans and all these horrible cabinet picks and that they're doing and going through the confirmation, Senate hearings and all that kind of shit, and how horrible they are, you can just get yourself into a frenzy here of feeling like shit. So it always comes back to, okay, at the end of the day, what can I control? What can I do in my life? And all I can do is what's within arm's length of me. I mean, all I can do is make sure I got food in the fridge and I got a job, and my rent is paid. I mean, I'm, and if I take care of those things, I can at least take solace in knowing that at least I got that. And I know, so many people are without, but I can't take on the weight of the world. So maybe that's the issue, when people are feeling so anxiety filled and just really devastated by what's going on with the Trump administration, Gaza, all this shit that he said about Gaza the other day. It was so fucking horrible. But at the end of the day, you got to realize you can't take on the weight of the world. You can't. You can't take all this on. It's not on you. It's not on one person. That's why it takes all of us to come together. We have to all come together. And that's why these protests are good, because it does show unity. It does show that there are other like-minded people that feel the same way. So if you can get to if there's a protest in your town, in wherever you're at, like I say, and you're protesting against Trump and his administration and all the bullshit that they're doing, that might help. If you can join one, if you have the time that you can go and wherewithal, and like I say, peacefully protest. But it might be, calling your senators, calling your representative. That might help too. Whatever you can do, because those are the little things that we can do. But you got to realize that you can't take on the weight of the world. You can't take it on by yourself. Carolina has taken a Japanese language course, dying to go to Japan. I would like to go to Japan someday. Tom Bay says, your microphone is crackly. I don't know why. I don't know. I dropped it. I'm holding it. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be holding it. Brooklyn says, talk about Lyft. I've been driving Lyft for a couple weeks now. Last night I was on the app for 1 hour and 1 minute, not one ride. Like I said in my video, I'm blaming Trump for it because under Biden, when Biden was president, I never had a problem getting rides. It was like this. It was boom, boom, boom. This is the Biden administration. This is the Biden economics. Bidenomics. This is Bidenomics right here. Now here's Trump. Here's under Trump. Here it is. Trump. Here it is. And then I might not hear another snap for another hour. Because the snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispie microphone. Nick Rich, has John ever had a topic that doesn't sidetrack him for 20 minutes? John Lovell, I have a nagging feeling that the Bible was not written. Boy, it kind of skipped on me. I was reading that. Oh, it was not written by God. Michael McAndrews, I've never seen anything as treasonous as Trump. Freevent28's here. Hey, Freevent, good to see you. I got blocked by Danieline Moody for saying Americans are stupid. Only 51%. Someone replied. Well, when we talk in broad brushes, you know, you got to realize you're talking in broad brushes. Yeah, there's a lot of stupid people in America, apparently. But then again, I'm not the smartest person in the world either. So I'm a little hesitant in calling people stupid, but then I still do it. Because I think, like I say, I think if you voted for Donald Trump, you're either stupid or ignorant, or you're just some sort of evil person, like whether you're a racist or a bigot. I don't know why else you would vote for Trump if you weren't either ignorant, stupid, or some sort of a bigot or a racist. Tom Bias says, if Elon gives me $1 million tax refund, I'll consider his expertise. Roxanne, never in our lifetime for sure. Michael McAndrews. I was mid-thread. I'm totally mid-thread. Nick Rich says nobody needs $1 billion. That's true. Nobody needs $1 billion. I'll take it. Hey, I'll take $1 billion if someone, or whatever, But yeah, you don't need $1 billion. My God, that's crazy. James Williams is here. James says Musk was claiming he arrived in Canada with just the money in his pocket. That was just before him and his brother illegally entered America. Tom Bias says that Bill Gates has recently expressed remorse for divorcing Melinda. Big Hook, have a good chat, everyone. Need sleep before work. Keep trucking, Trucker John. Good to see Turtle Toes. Hey, Big Hook, you're probably gone already, so sweet dreams, and hope you get a nice sleep before work. I know I used to work graveyard shift for 12 years. I worked graves. It was in the post office. They call it Tour 1. I worked Tour 1 for 12 miserable years. So I would have to try to get sleep during the day, and I'm a nighttime sleeper, and even during the 12 years, I never got used to it. So, Cian says, "Is it me or is TJ see-through on the left side of the screen?" Could be. I don't know. My green screen might be not the best. That is a green screen, by the way, of my room. It's the background. The background I'm using is right there. So I could just, move the desk around, the table around. It's not a desk. It's a little tray thing. But anyhow, I'm using that green screen. Walter McCarovich says, Trucker John, that was a great 23-minute video, one of your best. If you lost MAGA subscribers, that is a win. Yeah, I guess so, Who needs them? MJ Daniel says, I guess DJT owes that microphone $130,000 now. Carolina Tawato, I'm trying to self-study Japanese online book. I speak Russian. At 72, finding Japanese difficult so far. Have Japanese friend back in Colorado. I could learn it back there. I've given up on trying to learn another language. I'm still trying to just master English, so, MJ Daniel says that Tesla is probably a good car because Musk is not involved in running the company. Well, he used to be pretty much, he used to be very involved in it, and I think a lot of the decisions and stuff, so I don't know. I'm not sure if that's true. Mr. Spock says, Aussie Man's review of Ray Gun's Olympic performance is hilarious. Okay. Freevet28, Tesla build quality is not good. My brother-in-law has one. And I would say that it has definitely improved over the years. There are some build quality issues for sure. I chalk that up to being a fledgling company. And I think I've seen improvements over the years. It's basically the biggest issues I have that I've seen have been some of the the body sections not being lined up exactly right, and some of those can just be adjusted. You could take it in and they can do like adjustments on it. And then, like I said in one of my other videos, there's the mid column that's between basically the front seat and the back seat. There's a column, and there's this plastic piece that covers that. And basically, because it's got like electrical conduit and stuff running through there, and there's this plastic piece that covers that. And in all the Teslas that I drove, almost all of them, that plastic piece would come out a little bit. I mean, it was still on and everything, but it would just kind of popped out. And I could never get that thing to pop back in. So you're just stuck with, if you're sitting in the back seat, you see this plastic piece kind of popped out, and there's a big, at least 1 or 2 inch gap where there's the column of the vehicle, the body, right, and then on the inside there's that plastic piece, and it's kind of popped out, and then you can see all this shit inside, like this electrical wiring or whatever, and it looks really bad. And I tried to pop it back into place, and I could never get it to pop into place. So that's kind of like my biggest, I guess, gripe by Tesla about the build quality. Nick Rich says, thanks for brooming the trolls. But remember, the trolls help the algorithm. So, if there are trolls in here, thank you for helping to get us out in the algorithm. Thanks for those thumbs up. I see 46 watching and 71 thumbs ups. I do appreciate it very much. And I appreciate the trolls helping us get out there in the algorithm. Sehan says, all Cybertrucks have been recalled. They are killing too many people. I would probably recheck that to make sure before I made that kind of a statement, Sehan. They do have different types of a recall. Some of them are just done. Sometimes they just have issues with software, and it's just a software update. I don't know the specifics of what you're talking about. As far as them killing too many people, I would like to. Here I go again, defending Tesla. But I guess I just can't help it because like I said, I drove them for 2 years or 19 months. I was driving Teslas. And as far as killing too many people, I mean, Are you comparing that? What are you comparing that to? Are Dodge Rams killing people? Are Ford F-150s killing people? I mean, yeah, I don't know. So I'd have to look into that more, I guess. CN says, who is going to do it when they have no more FBI, CAA, not the Supreme Judge? Paul Burrow says, I have a 2020 Silverado 2500 4x4, 50,000 miles, 56,000 miles. Yeah, I like Silverados. I like those. Got that big 4x, huh? Sale says, Paul Burrows, I have a 2000 Chevy Silverado with 270,000 miles on it. Still starts right up. Yeah, I'm 26 minutes. Nick Rich, 10 o'clock in Vegas, so I'm 26 minutes back. But hey, that's what happens, you know. I mean, I'm going to talk a little bit. Can't just read the chat verbatim, every single chat. I got to talk a little bit. You know, I got to get my 2 cents worth in here. Tom Bias, we'll have to wait and see if I can buy a 20-year-old Tesla. Yeah, probably not. The thing about it, because I did see a video about this guy who is one of the original engineers of Tesla, and he worked with Elon Musk back in the very early days when they were still making the Roadsters. And then he left the company, and I don't know if they had a falling out or whatever, but he still seems to be pretty. He still seems to be like a defender of Musk and of Tesla, but he has his own company. I think somewhere up in Washington State or something, and he has a bunch of old Roadsters that he's gotten. And I was watching this video. I think it was Kim Java. If you've ever heard of Kim Java, she's a big EV proponent, and she has a lot of Teslas and stuff. She went to this guy's garage or storage. They've got a bunch of these. They've got these Roadsters that were like some of the original Roadsters from 2003 or whatever, and they're like. It was kind of amazing to see. Some of them were still like in the crate, they were like, it was amazing. But anyhow, and he has a repair shop because people are bringing in their Roadsters if they still have ones that are like 20 years old now. And so what's happened, like all cars have issues, whether it's an ICE engine, internal combustion. If you have a car for 20 years, you're going to have things that are going to start going out on it. Things that need to be, seals replaced, whatever. You're going to have some issues. Things just wear out and they get old and they need to be replaced if you want to keep the car. And so the issue with the electric vehicles they're finding, at least with these ones, was like the electrical components. I'm not a electrical component expert or whatever. But, all of the things would start to dry up and crack. And so that what they were doing is they were going through these Roadsters, kind of taking them apart and replacing a lot of these electrical parts and things with newer ones and upgraded ones that would, were a little more heavy duty and stuff like that. So like they are finding out, what happens. That was a good sort of, I don't know if it's a case study, but it was a good video to see what happens to a car, an electric vehicle, when it's like 20 years old. And basically the main issue was just some of these electrical components would just, they just get old, and they from being in the weather, from being used, from heating, from the elements, from heat and cold, they kind of dry up and they crack. And so you just have to go through them and replace those, and then it's good to go, So anyhow, it's a whole new world. Butterflies Are Free is here. Hello, Trucker John and Jolie. Hello, Butterflies Are Free. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us here in the old Driver's Lounge. I do appreciate you being here. And what was supposed to be a live stream about me telling Elon Musk to go fuck himself has turned into me basically almost defending Elon Musk. And I feel a little ashamed because I don't like him anymore. That's the thing is I used to like him. All right. I thought he was a good guy and I liked his company. I liked the mission statement of the company of Tesla, or what I perceived the mission statement to be, or what I remember it to be. There was a time when I really thought he was a good guy. I never thought he was perfect. I never thought anything like that, but I thought he was a good guy and had good intentions. And I really do like the car. I do like the Tesla car. Okay. The various models, except for the Cybertruck, and I don't really care about the Model X. But other than that, I mean, and I always thought he was a little weird, a little quirky, or he was a little bit too cute by half, because he thought, how he thought it was so cool that he had the Model S, and then he came out with the, because the order, it didn't come out in the right order. I think it was the S, and then I think he came out with I think it was the X, and then it was the E, but he did the E like a 3, so everyone calls it Model 3, when actually it's probably a Model E, but everyone calls it Model 3 because he did the 3 to make like a backward E. And then there's the Y. So when you put those together, it spells sexy. And he just thought that was the coolest fucking thing. And I always thought that was stupid. I really did. I thought, Musk, you even back then, even when I was a semi fanboy, I still thought that was corny and stupid. And I thought that's when I was like, Musk really thinks he's like the cool billionaire, or and at that time I'm not sure if he was a billionaire. He might have still been just the 100 millionaire or something, but I think he was a billionaire, worth a couple billion at that time. And I just thought, oh, he thinks he's the young, hip, edgy, young billionaire, and so he thinks he's so cool. And it kind of rubbed me the wrong way when he was naming his models SEXY, like, oh, and he was, he just thought he was so cool. And I thought, no, you're not that cool. Even back then, I remember thinking that, even when I was somewhat of a fanboy. I'm not sure why we're blocking Mike H. Well, I shouldn't say that out loud, probably. Anyhow, Mike H is here. Apparently, he was here. I don't know. I'm not sure why Mike H is getting dumped. Butterflies are free. The Dems are still doing a filibuster on the Hill. I have watched most of it. Cory Booker had a good speech as usual. Well, good for them. And okay, well, I guess I was going to say, when the Republicans filibuster, all they do is they just go, we're filibustering, and then that's it. Yeah, but when the Dems do it, but I guess the Dems have to, but they want to use that time to get their message out, so that's good. Hey, Paul Sharkey Man, here's hello, TJ. Mod Truckers, get up, stand up for your rights. Absolutely. Yakety Smack says, we're upset because half the country is stupid. Stupid, uninformed, ignorant, brainwashed. Yes, all that stuff. Just skipping on down here, as I am pretty far behind. Dick Rich says, I think some trolls from 70 Miller Show change their handles and follow us around the interwebs just to try and trigger us. They're losing bigly. William says, I think I did the wrong thing voting for Fetterman. What was the alternative? Would you have rather had Dr. Oz or whatever? Was it Dr. Oz he was running against? Do you really think that Dr. Oz would be better? Or whoever he was running against. I thought wasn't it Oz? Or was he running for president? No, he was running for against Fetterman, right? Okay, I got to tell you, I don't think that Dr. Oz would be better than Fetterman. Let's see how he votes on shit. Let's see how Fetterman votes on shit. And if he's voting to pass some of these shitty fucking RFKs and shit like that, big deal. They were gonna win anyhow. They were gonna get, if they passed, they were gonna get passed anyhow without Fetterman's vote. Michael McAndrews, us stupid idiots call other stupid idiots all the time. I don't see anything wrong with that. I'm just skipping down here. Butterflies are free. Bot is Project 2025, the dystopian society he wants to create us. That's basically what Trump was given a list of things to do. It's this little thing called Project 2025, and that seems to be what he's doing. He's just going right down the list. He's like, thanks for this handy list here. I'm just going to do it, check everything off. Slobber Ukraini says Nick Rich. Susie Jones is here. Good. Hello, Susie Jones, if I didn't see you earlier. I'm just skipping down, guys, because, way behind in the chat. Nick Rich says, is there any way to prevent trolls from getting a free membership when one is given? I'm going to answer that and say no, I don't think so. I think it's completely random. Look, guys, I don't mind if trolls are here. That's a good sign. I always take that as a good sign when the trolls come in. Now, again, we don't want them doing hate speech or whatever, but it's a good sign. That means that we're doing something right, I think. Roxanne says, I never thought about trolls being gifted. Susie Jones, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Hey, if they get one, they get one. Maybe they'll come in. Help the algorithm. Hey, Nick Rich with a $2 super sticker. Buy a coffee, John. Thank you, Nick Rich. You get a yippee. There you go. That's the thing. That's what you get. But thank you so much for that $2 super sticker. I do appreciate you so much for helping support the show. Susie Jones, as a member, became a driver. Thank you, Susie Jones. Susie Jones gets a yippee for being a member, being a driver. Awesome. Thank you, Susie. Tom Bias says, I like the English language. It's phonetically based, and you can read the writing as spelled and spoken. And like I said, I'm trying my best to speak it. Kimchi is here. Hey, Kimchi, the goddess. Thanks for being here. Says, hi, beautiful lips. Sorry I have been scarce. You guys are my sanity. Hugs, dear Trucker John, gorgeous Jolie, and beautiful Mistress Erin. Thank you, Kimchi, for being here. It's always a joy to see you in the chat and hanging out with us. Jolie says, Mike H was timed out for name calling. Okay. Well, sorry about that, Jolie. I kind of skipped around. I didn't see what was going on. So that's kind of weird because I wonder if it's the same Mike H or did someone steal his thing, because he seemed to be coming around to our side. I thought we had converted Mike H. I thought he was one of us now. Mike H, you're breaking my heart, Mike H. You're breaking my heart, man. I thought we had become, friends. See, that's what they do. That's what they do, man. They set you up. They make, and then whammo, they come in, Tom Bias says, Fetterman is playing the good game, not just going along. Kim Shee says, did you hear that SWAT teams were called to Barron Trump's old high school just now? Seems it was a false alarm, also known as a CO or psychological operation. I did not hear that, Kimchi. This is the first time hearing of it. Yeah, I hadn't heard that. Yeah, Jolie says, I actually like playing with trolls, but when they attack people in the chat, they got to go. I agree, Jolie. I wholeheartedly agree with you. And I leave it up to you because I don't see it like, like I said, I don't see everything because I'm skipping down or I'm talking and, so I miss stuff. But Jolie says it was our Mike H. I checked his channel first to determine if I had banned or just time out. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a bad day for Mike H. Like I said, I thought we had something. I thought we had a little something, Mike H. I thought we were doing so well. Anyhow, you know what? I forgot to bring myself a water, and I'm getting a bit dry from all this yapping I'm doing. Makes the old throat dry. I think I'm gonna have to go grab a water. Is this mic still crackling? I apologize. For those of you that weren't here earlier, my little clip-on thing broke, and So now I'm just holding it, and some people were saying it was crackling. Maybe just from holding it and waving it around. And what I just did was probably not a very good thing. So I apologize for that. I'm gonna have to order me a new microphone. Jolie says he was obviously in a mood. I guess so. Tom Bias, it crackles when you move. Okay, there I was waving it around. Just wagging it around, as I'm wont to do. Yeah, I'm going to go get a water. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's test out we can test out the range of this as I walk over to the kitchen to get a water. I'll just keep talking. Whoops. And then maybe at some point you might not hear me because it might be out of range. So I'm just going to check the range. I'm walking into my kitchen. Here's you can hear the echo because there's no furniture in this living room. I don't know if you guys can hear I'm not sure if you can even hear me, but if you can hear me, it's very echoey in here. Although with the mic you wouldn't hear the echo. But if you guys can hear me, I'm now in the kitchen. So when I get back, I'm going to check the chat and let me know if you guys could hear me when I said I'm in the kitchen. And I'm walking back, very echoey in the living room, but now I'm back into the bedroom, going into my other little side room here, and a lot less echoey in here because it has furniture. All right, I'm back. Did you guys hear me? Let me know if you heard me. Pam J, I did a second ago. I heard the crackle, and I thought it was in my room. Talking about still good. Seha says, "Fuck Sugar John. I'm loving that. I'm good with the 30-second ban for that hugs." Did Seha get banned too? Or whatever. Aaron West, we can hear you say you're in the kitchen. Oh, thank you, Aaron West. So it worked that far. Tom Bias side room sounds great. Got a thumbs up from Roxanne. Roxanne says we heard you the whole time. Awesome. So, I mean, that was probably, I don't know, 30 feet, at least 20 feet. And so I got that kind of range. John from Las Vegas says, heard you the whole time. Thank you, John. Thanks for being here. John is familiar with my video techniques. As he saw me taping Nerd Halen. What was that? How long has that been, John? Like a year ago? I don't know. Time flies. I met John at the Nerd Halen concert, or I don't know if I call it a concert, but the Nerd Valen. I think that would be. I think they should change the name to Nerd Valen. Anyhow, Nerd Halen, and John from Las Vegas. He's very aware of my my techniques. Basically, just holding a camera. Now, I would like to do a Nerd Halen show, maybe using this microphone, even though this is not the best, or maybe getting a little bit better microphone. Because all the Nerd Halens that I've done, it's always been just recording off of the mic off of the phone, and it really sounds like crap. And it really does a what do you call it? Misjustice? Is it misjustice? Because the band sounds great. If you ever have a chance to see Nerd Halen, or Nerd Valen, as I like to call them, I suggest you do so. If you're a rock fan, and especially if you're a Van Halen fan, I suggest you see him because not only they do it in a funny way with dress up like nerds and stuff, but they play the music so expertly, so great, and they sound great. Maybe someday I'll do one if they ever. Well, I'm sure they will play again. Caleb Rappaport, he's the lead guitarist. His house was burnt down in the fires in L.A. I don't know if I never even heard if he got his guitars out. I hope he grabbed a guitar. I think he has kids and stuff, so I hope maybe he had some kids in one arm and some guitars in another arm or something. But so I hope Caleb, and I hope they're okay. And I hope Nerd Halen will be back out performing again soon. But they're a great band, but I've only ever recorded them just using the crappy not that it's crappy. The microphone on the phones are pretty good, but they're not, apparently good for doing a concert. So I would like to do one. Oops, I shook it around. You guys got some crackling probably again. I would like to do one with using a little bit better microphone someday. Just to see how it turns out, I guess. And here's Jolie's got the link for Liberal Dan's wife's medical expenses, and that's a good one to go to. He's got a GoFundMe. There's the link, and there's also a Venmo account link to that. If you want to help out Liberal Dan and his wife, Cassie, going through some medical issues and have a lot of expenses there. So that's thanks, Jolie, for posting that. Absolutely. Whatever you can help out, even if it's $2, $3, $5, whatever you can do, I'm sure that they would greatly appreciate that. John says better part of a year. Wow, has it been better part of a year? Does that mean a year? We got to go see Nerd Halen again, John, someday, or go see that show. What was that one with the boobs? The boob show they had. We should see that. We should go see Summer's show. We should before they end it. But I mean, not that I think it's going to end anytime soon. But because it's still, I think it's still there. It's still going gangbusters. But someday it will come to an end. So we should probably go see that. John, let's go see that. Let's go see Summer's show. Paul Sharkey, I can hear in stereo, so who cares? Well, there you go. All right. Tom Bice says, every time I hear Liberal Dan, I think of the Sting movie. Oh, really? I saw the Sting. I remember the Sting. I don't remember Liberal Dan in that. But, it's been probably 40 years since I saw the movie. Brooklyn says, tape the mic to your T-shirt. I was thinking of that. I could do that. The thing with the tape, like I said earlier, it covers the buttons. There's like buttons on here. And that was the issue. And it's hard to see the button. Where is the button? There's the button. Button, where's the button? I wonder if I just did this. How long would this last? Let's see. Let me know. Can you guys still hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully I didn't turn it off. Give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me. I'm gonna look. Oh shit! Sorry about that, guys. I know that didn't sound good. That must not have sounded good. I don't know. Aaron gave me thumbs ups. I'm afraid it's going to fall off again. Let me know if you can still hear me. Can you still hear me? Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? See, I left the roll of duct tape is now in the bedroom. Yeah, I guess you can hear me. Hopefully it won't fall off again. It probably will. I apologize for any loud noises that all of a sudden happen. But at least now I can drink my water. Look at there. Refreshing. So, anyhow, Nick Rich says, cover bands are great if you like the band they cover. Oliver Brownlow says, with the newly established range on his mic, Trucker John won't have to stop the show if he has to go to the Trucker John. There you go, yeah. MJ Daniel says, watching the Grammys with my mother, I looked out the sliding glass back door and saw a young raccoon looking at us there a good 10 minutes. Looked like it was watching TV for a while. Just enjoying the show. Sayhouse says, your sound is solid, Trucker John. Those small mics can't handle 100 decibels. Yeah, like the phone mic. That's probably the issue, and I don't know what this one can handle. But I should probably, since I'm going to be in the need of a new mic, I should probably upgrade a little bit. John from Las Vegas says, and Hal's vocals killed David Lee Roth, Sammy Hagar, and Gary Cherone. Yeah, John, he covers them all. He does. Multi-talented Hal there. Funny, great singer, great artist, actor, great political analysis, very smart. We love Hal. Come on, you gotta love him, right? You gotta love him. John says, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go see the movie show. We should do that. I don't know how we got to connect somehow, John. Say says, and I'm 8 months, 18 days. We hear you. Okay. Julie says, MJ Daniel, we have bird feeders on our window and had to move them higher. I'd wake up to scratching sounds in the night and see a raccoon hanging from it. Cute little bandits. They are. They are little bandits with their little masks. And their little hands. Look at with their little fingers. Janelle says, we can hear you. We can hear you. Sayal says, quit fingering something mic. I know, the mic. I think you meant the mic. Sounds like shit when you do. Sorry, Seha. I apologize. I was trying to put the tape on. I think that's when I was putting the tape on. Chris Doug John, feel free to run your fingernails across the chalkboard next time. Sorry. I'm sorry. I just hope it's working now. I guess it's working, and the tape seems to be holding. So from now on, I'll probably, at least for the foreseeable future, I'll just be taping the mic to the front of my shirt, I guess. The Soulcraft. Soulcraft's here. Good to see you, Soulcraft. Says, when I try to record drums with phone, the mic tends to zone in on the loudest sound. Can you guys hear me snapping my fingers? Can you hear that? Can you see this white man overbite coming in? This is what happens when I see the Soulcraft. If there's ever an occasion where I actually run into the Soulcraft, this person, the Soulcraft, and I know that that's the Soulcraft, you know what I'm going to do, right? If there's ever some sort of Trucker John get together and the Soulcraft comes out and it goes, hey, I'm the Soulcraft, I'm going to be going, I'm just going to go, oh, Soulcraft, so glad to meet you. You know it's going to happen, right? You know it. I know it. I know it. You know it. Anywho, I'm caught up in the chat. I got nothing. I ain't got nowhere to go. Other than to say, fuck you, Elon Musk. And here I am talking into my little mic stand that doesn't have a mic. And I don't have to do this anymore. I can just get rid of this thing. I don't even need that anymore. Let's just get rid of it. I got the mic right here. I think it's still there, hopefully. Yeah. I don't even need that thing. Talk about duct tape. Look at this was all duct taped together. I made this little boom thing for my mic. I don't need it anymore. I'm just going to tape the mic to the shirt from now on. As long as the tape holds up, and as long as it's not making noises that hurt your guys' ears, well, we'll just do it. We'll just do it this way from now on. What do you think of that? What do you think about those beans or whatever? Jolie, that was from Officer Gentleman. Yeah, it was. You called it. You called it. I mean, wasn't my Richard Gere just spot on? I mean, how could you not know? I mean, I've never seen anyone do a better Richard Gere. Okay, man. I don't even think Hal could do a better Richard Gere. All right, I might have Hal on the Richard Gere impersonation. Oh shit! Sorry, guys. I know that made a loud noise. Testing, testing. I am so sorry. I know that must have made a loud noise. I'm gonna go. Maybe I need to get a fresh piece of tape. My tape is over here. Or maybe I'll just have to hold it forever and ever as I kicked over my little mic stand by accident. Sorry, that fell to the ground. Can you guys hear me still? Yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Sorry, I know I dropped it again. I need a clothespin. Yeah, I'm just laying it down right on my little table here. Chris Doug's thumbs ups. Yeah, no sound. Yeah, the sound went out for a minute. I think it's back on now. I did get a thumbs up from Chris Doug. Tom Bias says you're back. We can hear you. Michael McAndrews, I can hear you now. Thank you. $10. Michael McAndrews. The $10 super sticker. Thank you. A yippee. A heartfelt yippee going out to Michael McAndrews. Thank you so much for that. What we call a dono, apparently. Aaron West giving me a thumbs up. Thank you for that, Michael. I do appreciate you for the support of the show. Seha says, lay it on your desk. We can hear you fine. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm laying it on the desk here. I guess I'll just do that for now. And I guess I don't need a big fancy boom, the big fancy boom that I have. Let's see what else we got. Susie Jones says, thank you, Michael, for supporting independent media and the Truckers Lounge. Absolutely. Thank you, Michael. I do appreciate you. Okay, so where was I at? What are we talking about? Okay, fuck Elon Musk. We don't like him. We hate him. The guy's an asshole. Don't buy Tesla, and don't buy any thing that he makes. Don't buy any Tesla rockets. Don't buy Starlink. Don't buy his stock. Josh, put the mic in a coffee can. I don't even have a coffee can, but anyhow, just totally whatever we can do to make Musk lose money, as far as by at least by not buying his products. That's what we should do. That's why I got off of X. I got off of X, and I did that months and months and months ago. Probably been 8 or 9 months, I think, since I got off of X. Just don't do anything to, help promote that guy or make him earn another dime, Nick Rich, 11 a.m. So I am caught up. Absolutely. I'm caught up 100%. The Soulcraft says, we talk pizza a lot, man. These Little Caesars crazy puffs are good, like a tiny pan pizza. Wow. I'll have to try that. I've never tried that before. Chris Doug says 1,400 EST, 83 likes. Yeah, we got 83 likes. Thank you guys so much for liking the show. I do appreciate you. Tom Bias says, I would rather keep Elon than let him go to Russia. Yeah, now that he has all this information, that I did, when I heard that they were taking data off the servers, one of the first things I thought of was Edward Snowden. And, how this reminded me of Snowden, just, grabbing all this all this data and then just running off with it and going to Russia. So yeah, I don't think although, he doesn't have to go to Russia to give it to Russia, Musk, Sayal says, put the mic in a coffee can and sing I'm a Man of Constant Sorrow. Okay. Michael McAndrews says we should get together and start making our own electric cars. That would be cool. I'm down with that. Sylvain Coffon? Am I saying that right? Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for being here. Don't know if I've seen you in the chat before, but thanks for being here. And I hope you'll give me a like and a subscribe. At least those two. And share the show if you want. Tom Bias says Snowden is a traitor. And as is, I believe, Donald Trump. And I wouldn't put it past Elon Musk either. Oh, yeah, but Sylvain Coffon says all fast food chain pizzas suck. Talk about Peyton with a broad brush. I don't know. I have a relatively basic palate, I guess. I'll eat fast food chain pizzas, but yeah, I realize that there are pizzas made in restaurants or whatever that aren't fast food chains that are probably much, much better. So yeah, why am I even arguing? I think you're right, but I eat the fast food chain ones because it's easy, I guess. I don't know. And Soulcrest says sucks is subjective. Yeah, it is. Oliver Brownlow says, wouldn't any ordinary person who did what Elon has done be facing a prison term? And yes, I believe so, Oliver. This is what $277 million would get you, apparently. If you want to know how to get away with the stuff, just contribute $277 million to the person that becomes president. Sylvain Coffon says, keep giving your money to billionaires when you buy chain pizza crap. Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, we vote with our pocketbooks. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand. I get you. John Bias says, PAB should be subject to Second Amendment. Okay, well, I'm not sure what that means. If that's, some hidden code for violence, I don't know. Kimchi says, Trucker John, we are so proud of your growth. You built this from 15 people to hundreds in a few months. You are a hard worker and informed and funny. And we do. Well, thank you, Kimchi. Thank you for the nice, the praise, whatever. I appreciate it so much. But it did grow from 15 people. I've had this channel, I think, for like 15 years or something. But I didn't really actively try to grow the channel, I think, until just a few years ago, probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And I had, I think I had probably 100, just barely over 100 subscribers. And in that time, these last 3 or 4 years, we've grown from just over 100 to now over 3,750 or 60. So I do appreciate you, and it's because of people like Kimchi and Jolie and Aaron and the regular folks, Nick Rich and Michael McAndrews and Seha, all you guys, man. I don't mean to leave them. The thing about naming names, and now I'm leaving people off the list, but I mean, all you guys, you know who you are. It's because of you guys that we grow. Just the fact that you're in here, you're hanging out with us, it helps to help the channel to grow. So I appreciate you, Kimchi, and everybody else. Chris, Doug, and all the Roxannes. I mean, all the Roxannes. Just the Roxanne contingent alone is a big percentage of our membership, of our subscribers. But I do appreciate you guys. It wouldn't be possible without you. Sylvain Coffon says, are you a dim in name only, perhaps when you eat chain food crap? I am a dim regardless of where I eat. Let's just put it that way. I don't change that. Say how Domino's is fucking cardboard. I have a story about that. I remember probably, I don't know, it's probably been 10 or so years by now at least. I remember I got a Domino's pizza and I took it home to eat it. And that was my thoughts exactly, Seha, was this tastes like cardboard. This is awful. And so I think there was a thing either online or something where you could give your feedback to the company. And so I took advantage of that and I wrote in there that this pizza is terrible, and I think if I wrote something like I really think that the cardboard box that it came in probably tastes better than this pizza. And so I wrote that, and then I think a couple of years went by, and I ordered another Domino's pizza, and I noticed a markedly improved pizza to the point where it tasted pretty good, I thought. Now, this is me. I don't know how long it's been since you had a Domino's pizza. Say how maybe it's been 20 or 30 years. I don't know. But I really think that my little feedback letter got to the right people and they did something to improve the quality of their pizzas. Because I think since I had that experience where I said that the pizza box was probably tastier than the pizza, and then I went in a few years later and I saw that they had made improvements to the pizza to where it actually I thought it tasted pretty good, and I've eaten many Domino's pizzas since then. So I don't know how long it's been since you had one, and I don't know how picky or particular you are. Some people will only eat pizza if it's like a New York pizza on the streets of New York or something. You know, they're that close-minded that they can't expand out, or they'll only eat Chicago-style pizza, or they'll only eat this pizza or that pizza, and that's fine. But that doesn't mean that all pizza sucks, or that Pizza Hut sucks, or Domino's sucks, or whatever. I mean, there's whatever. Like it's like someone said, it's very subjective. But and I did share your sentiment about it tasting like cardboard, and I wrote that little thing to their company, and I think they saw it, and I think they said, "Whoa, we've got to do something about this." So I don't know. I think the pizza is okay. I mean, it is what it is. It's Domino's pizza. It's probably not going to taste like some gourmet pizza by fucking Gordon Ramsay or something. Come on, it's things aren't all the same, and that doesn't mean that just because something isn't like this, that this thing is terrible. Whatever. I'm not going to debate you guys about pizza. Hey, Golf Marines here says Leon is that snake that's eating his own tail. Jolie, oh brother, we're out there. I got to see it. Oh, I've seen that movie a few times. It's a really great movie. Soulcraft says there's good frozen pizza now, to be honest. And I'm no pizza snob. Tom Bias, protect the Constitution. But don't you know the Constitution is unconstitutional, according to Donald Trump. Sylvain Coiffon says, I am effing angry at the Dem Party alienating the heartland of the USA. Clinton was from Arkansas, Obama from Illinois, one Indiana. Dem Party is totally lost. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Why? Because Kamala Harris is from California? So what? I don't understand your point. We can only put up people that are from the Midwest to be, according to you, to not be lost? Maybe you're right, though. I don't know. In this atmosphere of this media bias. Now there's these words, these about liberal elites and these California elites and these New York elites. People buy into those buzzwords. Maybe you have a point. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? So I guess Gavin Newsom's out of the question because he's another California elite liberal, limo liberal or whatever. I guess we have to pick someone out from the Midwest. Is that what you're saying? I guess. I don't know. Maybe Pritzker? Maybe Pritzker would be the one. Take that anger and use it for good. Tom Bias says the Constitution is a very liberal document, and most of the things we take for granted is because of liberalism. Absolutely. Absolutely, Tom. Absolutely spot on. I know. Jolie says, we got Domino's where I live, still tastes like cardboard. The Soulcraft says, yeah, my Domino's lost me. I pay half as much for Little Caesars across the street from Domino's. The other day, I ate it. They have a place called, I think it's Joe's New York Pizza. They have a few of them. It's like a chain. Talk about chains. Because they have a few here in Vegas. I don't know if they have them across the country or not, but I know they've got a few stores here. And I actually went in the other day. I got a slice of pizza and a Coke. And I just got one slice. And they have all these different, flavors. And it was really good. This was a lasagna pizza. And I think I really liked it because it has these big clumps of the ricotta cheese on it. And it really popped, as the kids say. It had like some sort of meat. I forget if it was like hamburger meat or whatever. But then it had the ricotta cheese. And it was like a thin, like New York style type of thin crust. It was really good. So they got that, but it was expensive. I mean, for a slice of pizza and a Coke, soda fountain with free refills, but how much was it? It was like $11 or something like that. I mean, I could buy a whole pizza at Domino's for $11. So. But would you rather have one really good tasty slice or a whole pizza that tastes like cardboard? Although the Domino's over here, I think isn't that bad. Well, for me, those chain stores found the cheapest way. Independent pizza is better. Yeah, well, if you could find a nice independently owned pizza place and they have great pizza, I say go there. Absolutely. 100%. Go to where you like to go. And as far as the Sylvain Colfon is saying they're all MAGA, I don't know that to be a fact, but, fine. If that's the case, then don't go. Don't support them. Sehal says, I was a manager at a pizza place in Vegas. I know pizza. Now, they also have a place called Pizza Rock. It's a chain because they have a few of those here in Vegas. And I've heard very good things about it. I need to go in and try them out. I've heard because they consistently get voted as like the best pizza in Vegas. So I need to go check out Pizza Rock. I don't know if they're owned by MAGA or not, though. So, that could be an issue. I appreciate your information, though, Sylvain Coffin. Okay, but it says Monahan, founder of Domino's, supporter of the Heritage Foundation. I appreciate you letting me know about that. I'll check into that some more. You know, I'll check it out. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Sam says you get what you pay for. Yep. Oliver Brownlow Walls was from the Midwest. Yeah, there we go. We had a Midwest VP. AM Domino's pizza in the beginning tasted like pizza baked in an oven baked, but you are right, they have gotten better. Sylvain Coffin says VPs never sway elections. So take that, say just going back and forth here. Tom Bias, all pizza places taste different, and I crave different ones. Hey, in Lancaster, when I lived in Lancaster, California, my favorite place was Baroni's. Okay, if you guys want to know, Baroni's had the greatest pizza. It was a restaurant, and it wasn't always convenient to order from there. So a lot of times I got Pizza Hut or I got Domino's. But Baroni's, if you wanted to have good fucking pizza, go to Baroni's. If you're in Lancaster. Okay, are you happy now? Are you happy now? I don't know if Baroni's owners are maggots, though. They might be. I have no idea. Sylvain Coffin says, okay, have a great day. Trigger John, please fix your 600 credit score since you bought it. Since you brought it up, it should be first thing you do. I'm working on it, Sylvain. Thank you very much for your concern. I am working on it. Absolutely. I'll be back to my 720 before you know it. No, maybe not before you know it, but I'll be back. I'm on a comeback goal mission. I am taking care of it. And thanks for your concern. And I did bring that up in one of my videos. And thanks for watching the videos. Thank you, Sylvain Coffin. I appreciate you watching the videos. Determined says, how about anyone but Trump? I mean, really not hard. Right. I mean, you know, to think that people would vote for Donald Trump, like I'm just beating a dead horse. Of course, I bring up the felonies. I bring up the adjudicated, the sexual assault, adjudicated rape. I bring up all the stuff, the documents. They don't believe in it. They either don't believe it existed or they don't think it's that big of a deal. And when you talk about, okay, Bidenomics, Joe Biden had a great economy, had a really good economy going, and that Kamala Harris would have continued that and expanded on it and improved it, I believe. They don't believe any of that shit either. So what are you going to do? People don't believe anything. They believe what they want to believe, I guess. The Soulcraft says, if the national audience heard more from Newsom, he could win. Well, he's going to gear up. We'll be gearing up for it after 2026. So after we get through the congressional midterms, then we're going to start gearing up for the presidential. And we're going to have Gavin Newsom. He's going to throw his hat in the ring. And there's going to be a whole slew of them. There's going to be 15 or 20 of them. Apparently Hal Sparks is going to do it. Who knows who might run? AOC might run. I don't know. I don't think Elizabeth Warren's going to run anymore. She's getting really old now, and I love Elizabeth Warren. That sounded horrible for me to say that. But I think she might be done with running. Bernie's not going to run anymore. I don't know if Kamala Harris will run again. Who knows? But there's going to be 15 different kind of, I guess you could say, major candidates. And then that's going to get winnowed down, of course, through the primary process. And it gets winnowed down pretty quick. Within the first 2 or 3 primaries, they start dropping out really quick. And then so you get down to half a dozen, and then 4, and then so on, and then the top 3, and then there'll be 2, But we'll see how it turns out. But I think Gavin Newsom will definitely be throwing his hat in the ring. but probably not until after the 2026 midterms, congressional elections. John Depp, we have so many good local pizzerias that we don't have to use national chains. See, that's the thing. Around where I'm at, there's Domino's is close by, so that's why I usually go to Domino's. Pizza Rock is kind of a drive. Joe's is expensive, that one that I just mentioned, but they are pretty good, but they're expensive. There's one down the street that I've used a few times. It's kind of a local place. And they're good. They're just like, even though they're local, they're not a chain. I don't really think they're that much better than Domino's. So, and with Domino's, at least I can earn points and I get a free pizza every now and then. You know what I mean? That's, there's that. But if I want to get a good pizza, I got to drive a ways. I think, like I would like to try out Pizza Rock. Like I said, they keep getting voted best pizza in Vegas. So I should at least try it and see if I agree with it. But there are a few places here, but a lot of them are either on the Strip or they're in the Arts District. They're not really. I don't want to go to the Strip to get a fucking pizza. And Arts District, it's a whole thing with parking and finding park. It's a whole issue here in Vegas. You know what I mean? Plus all the MAGAs that own everything. Golf Marine says in Vegas, you don't need an oven. Yeah, that's for sure. Josh says, I like Newsom, but I think he's nationally electable because he's synonymous with California. I don't think he's nationally electable because he's synonymous with California in many minds. What the fuck is wrong with California? Especially, well, if you're a Democrat, you should have no problem with California. If you are an independent that leans towards Democrats, I don't see why you would have a problem with California. Richard Nixon was from California. I don't know. I'm trying to think. How many California presidents have we had? We had Nixon. I don't know. But I don't know what the fuck is wrong with California. It's now the 4th largest economy in the world. It's moved up from 5th to 4th. I'm old enough to remember when Arnold Schwarzenegger was president, and we went from being probably 5th or 6th largest economy in the world down to like 8th or 9th, just under one term of Schwarzenegger. Now, granted, he was an actor and is not really a seasoned politician, but that's what Republicans do to economies. They ruin them. They run you into debt. And that's what Schwarzenegger was doing. He was running the California into so much debt that we were losing our standing. We were almost losing our credit rating. And then Jerry Brown came in and cleaned it up, and Gavin Newsom continued with that. I don't know why there's so much hate other than the brainwashing, of the media, especially the propaganda machines like Fox News that make California a dirty word, when every other state in the union would love to have their economy. Every state, including Texas, including Florida, they would love to have the economy of California. They would give their fucking left nut sack. Or maybe just nut. The sack. Well, anyhow. Get distracted. So I don't, other than this sort of brainwashing propaganda that California bad, New York bad, just because they're, you got East Coast liberals and West Coast liberals and liberal elite and all this, and these are bad words now, apparently. To which I say, what should I say? I should say, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know why, if Gavin Newsom is hitting all of the points, all of the platform points of the Democratic Party, about healthcare, about jobs, the environment, reproductive rights, gay rights, trans rights. He's hitting all the things on the Democratic platform that I don't see why it matters if he's from California or from Kansas. But that's just me. I guess because I was born and raised in California and I lived the first fucking 59 years of my life in California, I guess I'm biased. I guess I don't see how, although I did see it as a truck driver, and I got into some arguments with other truck drivers because when they found out I was from California, these assholes that were from Texas or whoever the fuck they were from would have to say some smart ass fucking remark about California every fucking time. It was just a given. If you told them you were from California, they'd always say, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I would say, I kind of, after hearing that a few times, and I kind of knew what to say or whatever, I would just say, "Yeah, you certainly are sorry from some whatever sorry ass state you're from." And they'd be like, "What? Excuse me?" And I'd be like, "Fuck you, man. You're just jealous because California is the fucking best state in the country, and you're jealous." This is what I would say to these other truckers. You're just jealous. And then they'd be, no, they would just talk their usual shit. I'm tired of people shit talking my home state. The greatest state in the nation, greatest state in the union is California. I'm tired of people shit talking it. That doesn't mean that Kansas isn't great or Nebraska. Okay, you got some great level land. Enjoy it. Okay, you don't have mountains, whatever, fine. You have a very bland existence. If that's what you like, fine. I'm not going to, yuck your yum. I'm not going to piss in your Cheerios. You can love your flat land of Kansas and your plains, the Great Plains. All you fucking want. Just don't come in and fucking shit talk me because I'm from California and you don't like California because, I don't know, some sort of, because you don't like hippies or something. I don't know. Because you think everyone surfs. You think everyone's a valley girl. Fucking, fuck you. Fuck all you California haters. I don't go hating on your states. I drove through all 48 of the lower 48, and I found something good about every state. There was something good about every state. Okay? I didn't go around going, "Gee, my state's so much better than your state." I said, "Hey, this is kind of pretty. They got something that's kind of pretty here. This is kind of neat." To 106 Trucker John, just please, I want more driving videos. Well, I have probably hundreds of them in my playlists. I'm not driving a truck anymore. I don't believe I'm going to be driving a truck. I might, because I'm giving up on Lyft. I'm going to take the car back because apparently it sucks. Apparently Donald Trump has ruined the economy so much that I can't even get a ride. Now, I'm hesitant about getting into trucking because what's he going to do to supply chain and to freight? He's probably fucked that up too. So I don't know. But I don't know why my hundreds of trucking videos that I have on my playlist and my channel can't appease you for now. I know you like it live. You like it live better, I guess. But Oliver Brownlow says no corn on pizzas. This is a thing in some countries. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever had corn on my pizza. Yeah, and I agree. There's no place for that. Corn should not be on pizza. Now, I have no problem with pineapple. I know a lot of people are like, they hate like the Hawaiian. That's the Hawaiian pizza where it's usually pineapple and either some sort of ham or Canadian bacon type of a deal. I think it's delicious. I have no problem with that. But corn, yeah, I can see that being an issue. Sayal says Shapiro's was awesome pizza too. I don't know where Shapiro's is. If that's here in Vegas or in some other place. Oliver Brownlow, how about Elizabeth Warren for Chief Justice of the Supreme Court? Again, she's pretty old. I mean, see, that's the thing. I have nothing. I'm old too. I have nothing against old people. But when Trump, if now he's in there for 4 years, and if Thomas drops out or Alito, he's going to replace them with 30-year-old or 40-year-olds. And they're going to be in there for 40 or 50 years. We've already got some that seems like they were just picked that people are saying might retire, like was it Sotomayor? She's only been in there like 10 years or something. So the problem is when you put someone in who's kind of old, they're not going to be in there very long. And I know we have discussions about there should be term limits and all that kind of stuff, but the way it is now, there is no term limits. They're in there for life. So I think age should be a consideration. I'm not saying we should put 30-year-olds in there, but of course you want someone who's good and who's qualified and isn't going to be some right-wing nut job. But preferably, get someone where you can get them in there for a long time. We don't have to worry about replacing them real quick. Now I said the whole thing about changing that, if we want to change it to term limits and all that, that's a big thing. Those are constitutional amendment type things. Say also Structure John would be a better president than Trump, and I do agree with you. I think I might be horribly unqualified or underqualified, but I do believe I would still be a better president than Trump. I think that you could probably. That's a pretty low bar, though. Pretty low bar. David in Grand Prairie, Texas. Ronnie Reagan was from California. Yeah, Ronnie Reagan. So I guess if you're a Republican, it's okay to be from California. Nixon and Reagan. But if you're a Democrat, I guess you have to be Midwestern or something. Toronto 106, Trucker John, I agree. Newsom is tall, handsome, but I don't think he can get elected as president. He will turn off the red state idiots. Well, the red state idiots aren't going to like whoever we put up anyhow, so it doesn't matter. The red state idiots they're red state idiots. Pam J says, laughing out loud, considering Nixon and Reagan were from California, no wonder Kamala lost. Sorry, too soon. Again, though, I think Kamala would have won if she had a little bit longer to campaign. She came very, very close. Non-useful is here. Hey, non-useful, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Non-useful says Trump rescinds $4 billion in U.S. pledges for UN Climate Fund. The U.S. had committed the most money to Global Fund, which helps over 100 countries grappling with the changing world. Of course he did. Non-useful, of course. 2106, well, California could be its own country. It's beautiful except for the filthy red central part. Josh, I get misunderstood when I say that. It's commentary on the weird perception of California. Pam J says, and don't forget, California gave you Kevin McCarthy. What the heck is wrong with the darn state? Well, Kevin McCarthy is from that, what Josh was talking about that, or whoever it was, or no, it's Tuata 106, about the middle red part of the state. He's from Bakersfield. California isn't all San Francisco and LA, Let's see. Yeah, Jolie's got the thing about the reminder. We got channel memberships. You can like, subscribe, share. You can share, and you can do the buy me a coffee. Thank you for that. Soulcraft, we did get Doug Jones in because his opponent was a dismissed federal judge and teen stalker. Yeah, he got in for one term, and then they voted his ass out. But I mean, what was that, Arkansas or whatever? For Jones, and he would seem like a good guy, good Democrat, and the only thing that got him in was because this guy, what's his face, that it came out that he'd been stalking teen girls for a long time, and so at least there was that. We had that little moment of clarity there, I guess. All right, guys, we're at 2.5 hours. I've gone way over. Thanks for putting up with all the microphone issues. No, non-useful. I'm not doing a shoulder up shower video chat. That would be weird. That would just be weird. Non-useful. Stop, trucker stop shower chat. Really non-useful. That's what I gotta do to get views and subscriptions. That's what I gotta do. Okay, I'm doing it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing any shoulder up shower. It's gonna be below shoulder, baby. No, I'm just kidding. Anyhow, guys, thanks for being here. I'm gonna go get me some pizza. Now you've got me in the mood for pizza. Definitely gonna get some pizza for this Sunday for the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna be doing that. Maybe I'll go to Pizza Rock or something and bring that home for the Super Bowl on Sunday. Today is Thursday, right? So we're going to be back on in just a couple hours. So I better, we need to take a break. Let's take a break. Let's go get showered off. Let's go get some pizza in us or whatever we're going to do. I'll be back on at 3 p.m. Pacific time for a little House Sparks pre-show hangout. Because House Sparks comes on at 4 o'clock today, Pacific time. Remember, guys, I'm Pacific, so I'm going to say Pacific time zone stuff. Adjust accordingly to your time zones. It's not that hard to do. At least if you live in the U.S., it's either you're going to either add an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. If you're in other parts of the world, it might get a little more challenging, but that's what Google is for. So anyhow, I'll be back on at 3 p.m. Pacific time. See you then. And well, okay, what the heck? All right, guys. So you thought you were going to get out that easy without the old tough cookie coming in, huh? You thought, no tough cookie today. Well, let me tell you, you got another thing coming. Tough cookie is here. Yeah, Trucker John, what the fuck, dude? Stop going to those MAGA-owned pizza places. You fucking hypocrite. I am disgusted in you, Trucker John. What the hell are you thinking? Eating at these MAGA-owned pizza places. You should be ashamed of yourself. How dare you call yourself any kind of liberal or progressive? You are in name only, you dino. There, I just had to get that off my chest. I had to get it off my chest. Trucker John, you're nothing but a dino. Eating at Pizza Hut or Domino's and all these MAGA places. You disgust me, Trucker John. All right, calm down, tough cookie. Look, hey, Trucker John, he didn't know. He didn't know. And I'm sure he's going to probably, not eat at Domino's anymore or something. He's not going to eat. Well, he probably will. truth be told, because he gets a free pizza every now and then from him because he's on the app. He orders on the app and he gets points. It's hard to give up a free pizza, even if it's a cardboard tasting one at Domino's. It's hard to give it up. Hey, free is free, But other than that, yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're going to see a lot more Pizza Rock from Trucker John or something. Although, who knows who owns Pizza Rock? That might be some big maggot. It gets to the point where, if I'm trying to, or if Trucker John or someone is trying to avoid all these maggot places, you might not be able to go anywhere. Who knows? But we need to find, I guess we need to have a list maybe of friendlies, where we can shop that are friendlies. I guess we could go to Costco. They have a little pizza deal. Of course, it's hard to always go out to Costco, and their pizza's okay. I don't know. I'd rather go to Pizza Rock myself. But anyhow, all right, guys, enough of this pizza talk. Now I'm hungry. Now you've made me hungry. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Trucker John apparently had a microphone issue. I guess you guys are hearing me. All right, guys. So I'm going to end it. I'm going to say goodbye. And back to you, Trucker John. Thank you, Paul. Paul, the purple beard guy. And fuck you, Tough Cookie. All right, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's take a break. We'll take a couple-hour break, and I'll be back on at 3. But as always, I like to end the show with some words of wisdom. And this is going to go out to... Savez quoi faire. Okay, savez quoi faire. Here's my words to you that I hope that will bring a better understanding between us. Okay, so here we go. Just remember,
well, it's time to say goodbye. Show has come to an end. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Trucker John, On the road he rides, live streaming all through the nights. From politics to pop culture he speaks. No topic is off limits, nothing is weak. From Vegas to the highways, he'll never tire. Shouting about food, talking about desire. He's the rebel of the asphalt, the king of the night. With a microphone in his hand, he's ready to ignite. Freedom is his fuel, passion in his soul. Gotta express himself, gotta take control. Moving through the country, keeping it real, no filter, no holding back, nothing to conceal. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. For free.